Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well, and today we'll talk about Peloton stock, and we've not talked about this one on the channel for a while. So the last time we actually talked about this stock was in 2019, and recently what a run it has been on, and we'll be talking about that today and seeing if there's an opportunity here in Peloton and kind of up to date news of it, because I know a few of you guys are kind of interested in this one, and it had earnings as well, and we saw a massive pop in earnings, and we look now and it's actually started coming back down again. So we'll be talking about all that today, guys. And I know some of you guys have been quite keen for me to talk about Workhorse soon as well. And I'll try to do a video on Workhorse very soon. I don't know if there'll be a video on Sunday. So if there's not a video on Sunday, I'll do it next week on Monday or Tuesday. So I will get to that for you at some point. But yeah, we'll talk about Peloton stock, which has been doing really well. You know, one of those work at home stocks, even though it's kind of like working out at home stocks, I guess. So we'll talk about that one, guys. So if you are new around here, make sure you subscribe. You guys that have been here for a long time, you guys smash that like button, and we'll take a look at Peloton. So the first thing I'm going to say about this company is the marketing team are fantastic. Like, I don't know about you guys, some of you guys might find the adverts a little cringy, but for me, when I see the Peloton adverts, I'm like, they kind of catch your eye, they get you looking at the screen, and the marketing's always good. How they do the lighting, the camera, how like amazing they look, how amazing they would make you look if you did buy into them, kind of thing. Amazing marketing team. I think they always do really well on the marketing side. So I'm going to say probably one of the best marketing teams that is out there. I'm sure you've probably seen one of the adverts at some point. But Peloton, ticker symbol PTON, currently priced at $89, and it's currently up 2% of making this video. It actually reported earnings yesterday, and after reporting its earnings, the stock actually went up 12%, but it's reversed 10% as of recording this video, and at one point it was actually even down 5%, so it's had a bit of a swing. And when we actually take a look at the earnings, you'll think, flipping heck, these are pretty good earnings, so we'll take a look at that in a little bit. But the stock itself, it's actually only been on the market for about a year now, and when I originally did the video, I actually rated this one stock as not a buy. It wasn't the worst stock ever, but I just couldn't see it doing that well, and pretty much the stock kind of really went flat until about March time. So yeah, it was kind of like $25, and then in March it was still $25, and then we have the coronavirus. And when you look at the stock chart, this stock has done unreal. The stock is up absolutely huge over the last kind of few months because of the COVID situation. It's really benefited from this kind of work at home or work out at home, I guess, trend, and it's seen the sales go up, and the stock price has reflected that. So you know, if it wasn't for the coronavirus, it definitely wouldn't be trading at these sort of valuations. The CV situation has definitely helped this stock, and it is a pretty hefty price now. You know, we talk about a 24 billion market cap company. So first of all, this company offers a bike option, which is the older version now. They brought a new one out, which is Bike Plus, which we'll talk about in a second. But the bike is £1,750, or you can get that on finance for £45 a month. And basically, you go on this exercise bike and you can do classes as well. Now, the thing is, you actually have to pay for a subscription to do the classes on the bike. So, you know, this is the one thing that I've always struggled about, is that you pay $1,700, and then you have to pay like, I think it's something near £40 a month to actually use it. And I was like, I guess some people would want to do this. You know, people that have too much money probably look at this and probably will want to do it, but like for a mass audience, I mean, I wouldn't do it. Even if I won the lottery, I probably wouldn't do it, and none of my friends would do it either. And I don't know if that's just because I'm really tight with my money, but spending £1,750 on an exercise bike and then paying £40 a month to use it was kind of insane to me. Like, I'd rather, you know, pay for a gym membership or something, you know. But when you look at the sales, what I'm saying is, yeah, probably proven wrong. But I just thought, like, this will not be able to ramp up much production or much sales to justify that price tag. And then we've got the Bike Plus, which has come out, which is now £2,295, and you get a swivelly screen, some speakers, and you can use the Apple Watch with it. I mean, an extra £500 for that, but hey, it's doing well on the sales front, so they've got that as well. And they've also bought something out called the Tread, which is basically a treadmill. Same again, you can kind of do classes on that, which is £2,295 a month. And as well as that, they've kind of got classes where you can actually do, like, you know, weights with them. I think there's like a yoga one as well. So They've kind of developed a lot more since just being the bike and having a lot more classes, bringing out a lot more different equipment. I'm sure they're probably looking at something now like a rowing machine or something. I'm sure there'll be another one down the line, but the kind of product line is getting a lot bigger. I'm starting to see a lot more of their shops as well around. So it is expanding, more diverse, which is really good. And like I say, I'm sure they're looking at something else. So everything on the product front it does look fantastic. It's just very pricey, and that's one of the things that I've always struggled to get my head around. So on the earnings front, like I say, fantastic numbers. They actually posted a profit for the first time, I believe, which was really good as well. Massive beat on the earnings front. Same on the sales front. And what also stood out with these sort of earnings was the amount of forecasts they offered, which was phenomenal. Like, some of the growth was fantastic. There's not many companies that did this sort of like revenue side, the profit side of it year over year, which was unbelievable. And like I say, it looks like it can continue as long as there's this kind of workout at home demand. Obviously, then we'll see it kind of slow down if we don't have this kind of work at home demand. But honestly, like, if you're a shareholder in Peloton, you're literally hoping that everyone kind of carries on working at home at these sort of rates, because like I say, the numbers that were there, and you can see from these numbers that did come out, that fantastic guidance as well. It kind of looks like it's not slowing down anytime soon. And then we take a look at what is going on with the company, and really on the forecast and financial side, looks like some fantastic revenue growth if it can keep it up. Profit forecast here that Simple Wall Street are giving, probably if what carries on and this work at home demand carries on like how it is, I think the profitability figures on this is wrong. So it's kind of hard to predict where this company is going to go, because you've kind of got to do a separate forecast for if the work at home trend carries on, and that revenue is probably going to be more that's projected here, and the profit as well. But if it wasn't for the CV situation, then I believe these Simple Wall Street figures probably would have been about right. But still, you look at the revenue growth, still pretty strong. Also on the profit side, still not too bad overall. And then on the balance sheet as well, it's a pretty decent balance sheet, so you can't really complain about what's going on in the balance sheet either. So really, from a financial point, the company's looking in a really good position. So overall, what's my thoughts with Peloton stock? Well, it looks like the company's done really well, especially with the COVID situation, and depends what kind of goes on. This valuation you can justify if the work at home trend carries on. Probably still a little bit of a pullback. Realistically, if it wasn't for the work at home trend, this valuation's way too much. Realistically, if it did post some numbers and it wasn't the work at home trend, this stock probably be about $40 right now. And obviously, if it can carry on with this amount of growth, then it kind of does justify the valuation. But for me, I don't know how long that work at home trend can last to justify these numbers. But like I say, if it does, then the stock probably still do quite well. But if it kind of starts slowing down, we'll see that kind of reflected in the share price, and it'll come back. And the thing as well is that when I look into this company, even though the products are great, I quite like the products. The problem is that when I'm investing, I don't know if it's like a trend or a phase. How many people are actually going to carry on buying these products? Is it one of those that in 2 or 3 years we'll be going, oh, do you remember that company called Peloton? And it kind of moves on from there. I don't really know. And for me, I've got to really love the company when I buy into it, and I'm just still unsure. Even though the numbers prove me wrong, what I'm saying, and they've done really well, I don't know how many more people are out there willing to spend like $2,500 on a cycle bike, and then pay for the classes as well. So I still struggle with that, and while I still struggle with that, I can't really invest into the company. But like I say, if it carries on posting these numbers, the stocks probably carry on doing really well. But obviously, if everything kind of gets back to normal, then we'll see that kicking into the share price. So it is a very rich valuation. Personally, for me, I can't really buy right now, but some fantastic numbers right there overall. So if you were a shareholder in Peloton before COVID, you've done really well. So give yourself a pat on the back. So that's everything about Peloton today, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. As always, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you in the next video.